Hey y'all, this is Jamie. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a review, swatches, a little tutorial on the Idol Cosmetics BTS Forever Young, Dynamite, and Butter palettes. But before we get into that, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Give this a big thumbs up if you enjoy it. And question of the day, are you ARMY? And if you are, what is your favorite BTS song? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so Idol Cosmetics, it is a brand that I had never heard of before. I think they are a somewhat new brand, but they just recently came out with 3 BTS palettes. So we have the Butter palette, we have the Dynamite palette, and we have the Young Forever palette. And then the brand also has the Butter eyelashes set and then the Night Glow brush set. I didn't get either one of those, so I'm just gonna be reviewing the eyeshadow palettes today. So let's go ahead and talk about the details of this product. So each of these palettes is based on a BTS song or a BTS album. So each palette consists of 18 eyeshadows, which consists of 9 mattes, 7 shimmers, and 2 toppers or glitter shades. So let's first go into the Dynamite palette. So the Dynamite palette is of course based on the song Dynamite, and the outside of the palette is of course in the shape of a cassette tape, which I actually think it's really cool that BTS does sell cassette tapes of some of their singles. I think that's really cool. If we open it on the inside, we have all of the shades, and of course all the shade names have to do with their song. So this is definitely a very wearable palette, and I think has a little bit of everything. We have some neutral shades, some warm tones, we have some cool tones, and then we've got some darker shimmer shades, we've got some lighter shimmer shades, and of course that glitter shade Dynamite, which is kind of a bronzy coppery shade. Now let's go into the swatches for Dynamite. So we have the shades Cup of Milk, Glow Up, Let's Go, Stars Tonight, Medicine, Diamond, Light It Up, Sweet as Honey, Iced Tea, Funk and Soul, Bring the Fire, Break of Dawn, Ping Pong, Disco, Dynamite, Rock and Roll, King Kong, and Night Alight. Alright, so the look I created with Dynamite, I started with the shade Iced Tea. That is one of my favorite transition or crease shades to use, and I took that through the crease. Then I went in with the shade King Kong, and I used that to deepen up the outer edge, and I took that a little bit through the crease as well. Then I went in with the shade Funk and Soul, and I used that as my shimmer shade kind of for just the middle of my lid. I initially went in just with my finger, and it looked really pretty, it did, but I wanted to see if I could amp it up a little bit by using setting spray on a brush. And it did a little bit. So then I went in with Stars Tonight, and I used that for the inner corner. And then I did take all of those shades on the lower lash line as well. And here is the finished product. Alright, moving on to the Butter palette. So again, similar to the Dynamite palette, the Butter palette on the outside is in the shape of a cassette. It has a couple of extra details though. The 2 slices of bread spelling out love, the smiley faces, and the music notes, and of course the hearts in the center. If we open up, this definitely has a different color story than Dynamite. I still think this is a very wearable palette though, with a couple of standout shades in there. So going to the swatches, we have the shades Undercover, Baby, Vibe, Party, Let It Roll, Ice, Butter, Summer, Fresh Boy, Boogie, Stunner, Sidestep, Rock With Me, Trouble, Sweat, Heartbeat, Superstar Glow, and Criminal. Alright, so as far as the look that I created with the Butter palette, so I went in with the shade Fresh Boy, and I put that as my crease shade a little higher up towards the eyebrows. So then initially I went in with a flat shader brush, and I went into the shade Vibe, and I tried to pack that onto the lids, but it was not really packing on like I wanted to, so I did take a little bit of setting spray and I sprayed my brush, went back in with Vibe, and that helped out a lot actually, and I built that up to that kind of mustardy yellow shade.
So I completely forgot that I did this step, but I did take the shade Butter and I used kind of a liner brush to draw an outline with that shade so I could fill it in with that glitter shade.
I was gonna just like lightly pat the shade Rock With Me. That's one of the glitter shades. I initially was just gonna pat that a little bit to give a little bit of glitter, but I really liked how it looked, so I actually put that all on the lid. And then to finish it off, I went into the matte black shade Criminal, and I created kind of a faux liner with that. And here's the finished product. And then lastly, moving on to the Young Forever palette. So unlike the Dynamite and Butter palettes, which are based off just one song, the Young Forever palette is actually based on a full album. So the Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, is the album that this one is inspired by. So if you open up inside, all of the shade names are actually the song titles that are on that album. So for the swatches, we have Converse High, I Need You, Nevermind, Moving On, Run, Young Forever, My City, Hold Me Tight, Butterfly, Fire, Love Is Not Over, Walian 52, Blooming Youth, Bepse, House of Cards, Dead Leaves, Dope, and Save Me. So first I did start off with the shade Nevermind, and I put that through the crease. That was kind of my transition shade. Then I went into Love Is Not Over, and I was initially going to create kind of a halo eye, so I put Love Is Not Over on the outer corner and the inner corner as well, leaving a little bit of space in the middle. With the space in the middle, I filled it with that glitter shade, Young Forever. But I thought that it looked a little weird just leaving it in the middle, so I decided to take that all the way out, almost to the very outer edge. I did leave a little bit of that matte shade on the outer edge though. And then I went back in with Love Is Not Over and then mixed it a little bit with Save Me to deepen up that outer edge. All right, so we've got the looks, we've got the swatches, so let's talk about the pros and cons. Time to move on to the review. So first things first, I did want to talk about the glitter shades in this a little bit. Each palette has at least one glitter shade in it. Dynamite has one, the other two palettes have two glitter shades. I actually did not have a hard time with the glitter shades like I thought I would, especially when I was swatching. So they are messy, so if you want to be precise with it, I would definitely recommend doing the glitter shade first and then maybe going around with a Q-tip with a little cotton swab and cleaning up the edges of that glitter shade, and then proceeding with the rest of your eyeshadow with the crease shade, with the deepening the outer edge. That's what I did for this right here. As far as cleaning up, it actually wasn't too hard to clean up as well. I mean, it's more difficult than a regular eyeshadow, let's be real. But I found that just using like a little cotton swab with some micellar water, it took it right off. And then with the rest, just kind of fluff it away. Glitter shades, not too bad. I would still be a little careful around your eyes, try not to get them in your eyes. But otherwise, I think that they actually were some of the best glitter shades that I have worked with recently. All right, so pros and cons. Let's talk about the cons first. One of the first things that I noticed when I was looking at these is that the Young Forever palette and the Dynamite palette, both of them seem to be very similar. They look very similar. There are, of course, a couple of differences, like we have these shades right here. Like if you look at these two shades are pretty much the exact same. These two shades are pretty much the exact same. They actually look more different on camera than they do in person. Then the shade Iced Tea looks very similar to Nevermind. Let's Go looks very similar to Dead Leaves. So both of these palettes look very, very similar. So con number 2, I was a little underwhelmed with the shimmer shades. So like here are some shimmer shades for the Young Forever palette. So they're not bad. They're definitely not bad. I would say that the matte shades actually were a little more impressive and performed a little bit better than the shimmer shades. And I think that these can definitely be built up a little bit more, or you can wet your brush, but they're not gonna do it with just one swipe on their own. And con number 3, there was definitely some fallout with both the shimmer shades and the glitter shades. Fallout on my face. So as I was doing the eye looks, I definitely noticed when applying both the shimmer shades and the glitter shades that I had definite fallout on the rest of my face, on my cheeks, on my nose. In fact, I kept a brush kind of nearby and just fluffed it away. So that is a positive. It was able to just be fluffed away. All right, I always love to end on a positive, so let's talk about the pros of these palettes. Pro number 1 is definitely the theming. So these are perfectly themed for BTS. They are very colorful. I love the artwork. So it's an actual painting, which I thought was really cool. It's not just like a picture that's printed on here. It's great if you are a collector, if you are a big fan, if you are ARMY and just collect like everything that comes out that's BTS related. I don't think that you'll be disappointed with this. So right here it says Idol Cosmetics. I really wish that it had had the name of the palettes right here instead of the name of the brand. So like I wish this said Young Forever, this said Butter, this said Dynamite. I think that would be a lot better for people who are wanting to put this on display. But you could always put it like this, open that a little bit and put it like this on display. The theming of this is great. The shade names are great. Second pro, I do think that these have a great color story. As I said before when I was talking about these palettes, they are very wearable, but I think they do also have a couple pops of color that are unique. Like that doesn't do it justice. It has flecks of so many different colors in there. Like pink and bronze, like copper, purple, blue. It's just such a pretty color, and I wish that they had come out with this shade in a shimmer formula. I think that would have been so pretty. I don't know, I feel like there are colors in here that you might not have in other palettes and make it unique while still being wearable. With the Butter palette, I think this palette could have had a few more like shades of yellow, orange, whatnot, because this is really the only like matte yellowish shade that there was. I kind of wish that there was like a bright yellow matte shade like this color. Pro number 3, all of these palettes, all 3 of these palettes have a really nice matte black shade. Butter has Criminal down here. Young Forever has Save Me down here. And then Dynamite has Night Alight down here. Night Alight is a little bit lighter. Both the Butter palette as well as the Dynamite palette also have a matte white shade, which is great. I feel like those are both great shades to have in your collection that not all palettes do or do well. And then finally, I love the matte shades in these palettes. As I said before, I think the matte shades were the ones to shine a little bit more than the shimmers. I think that if you do a matte shade well, then you've got a good palette, because you really have to mess up to have a bad shimmer shade. And these are all good shimmer shades, but the mattes I think are great. They were very pigmented. There was a lot of color payoff. They blended beautifully. And I love the fact that there are a lot in here to choose from. So there are more matte shades than any other formula in the palette, which is what I love. Oh, I don't think I said the price of these palettes. These palettes are each $39.99, so they're about 40 bucks. You can get them on the Idol Cosmetics site. I will have that linked down below. As far as what score I give these, I think I give these, I would say a B+, like a solid B+. They were good. They weren't the best palettes that I've ever used, but I think that they're great palettes. I think they have amazing theme. These are substantial cardboard palettes, so they're not super flimsy. I don't think they're gonna break apart anytime soon. A great collector's item, I think, if you are ARMY, if you are a huge fan of BTS and collect everything. Oh, by the way, on my lips, I do have the BT21 lip stain. This is the Shooky shade. I almost forgot to mention, guys, these also came with 3 Young Forever photo cards. Here's the first one. I got one of V. and one of Jimin, and I have one of Jin. So yeah, you also get photo cards with your order. Okay, yay, you got to the end of the video, and to reward, I'm going to tell you about a giveaway that I have going on in this video. So I have gone ahead and ordered 3 more palettes, one of each of these. So 1 more Dynamite palette, 1 more Butter, 1 more Young Forever palette, and those are going to be part of my giveaway. So I am giving away all 3. So there will be 3 different winners of this giveaway, 1 for each palette. The rules are very simple. Just subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, go over, follow me on Instagram, and leave a comment down below with your IG handle or your email, some way that I can reach you if you do win this giveaway. So the way that I'll be doing this is, I did just order these palettes like just now. So this giveaway is going to be going on for about a week. So it will be open until next Wednesday, which is the 19th of January. It will close at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So then I will pick 3 winners, and after I tell you that you are the winner, you have 24 hours to get back to me and tell me which palette you want. It's kind of a first come first serve, so the first person that gets back to me gets to choose from the 3. The second person to get back to me can choose from the 2 that are left. The last person to get back to me gets the last one that is available. But these are 3 great palettes, so I think that you will like any of the ones that you get, and that is it. Good luck to everyone who enters. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, even if you're not entering the giveaway, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Give this a big thumbs up if you enjoy it. Remember, question of the day, what is your favorite BTS song? Leave that in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all.